guys, I'm Gigi. Now, some of you might know me as the Salmon Queen, while others may know me as the girl who likes to air fry everything. And then there's some of you that might know me as the extremely blunt and honest and open person all over social media. That being said, it would be totally egotistical of me to assume that you guys actually know who I am, because I'm pretty sure some of you who are watching this video are like, who are you and why do I care? Well, I'm gonna give you a quick introduction as to who I am, and then we're gonna jump into exactly what I want to talk to all of you about. Okay, so I was born in Greenwich, Connecticut. Okay, I won't go that far back because I wanna make this brief. So let me just back up to when I was 15 years old. That was kind of the pivotal year in my life where everything just sort of started to feel weird. And when I say feel weird, I mean internally, like I was not feeling good. Around this time in my life, I was actually in boarding school competitively snowboarding, believe it or not. And during that time, I was exerting a lot of energy, hiking the half pipe, snowboarding every single day, doing dry land training when there wasn't snow on the ground. It was very, very draining. Now, some people could just say, well, that's probably why you didn't feel well, because you were exerting so much energy. But I knew myself, and I just knew that there was something not right. Thus, my mother introduced me to the ketogenic diet. Yeah, when I was 15 years old, everybody. That was a long time ago. But I'm not gonna tell you how old I am because a woman doesn't tell her age, right? Anyways, my mother introduced this to me because she had actually been eating this way for a long time. She's a doctor. She's very well in tune with different diets and fitness trends and all that sort of stuff. She adopted this lifestyle because she had heard so many benefits to it, and when she ate this way, she felt so much better. So she sent me a book about the ketogenic diet. It was definitely a learning process, especially for a girl who was in boarding school and 15 years old. But over the years, I gradually adopted the ketogenic lifestyle, and it made a world of difference. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of trial and error, and that is why I advocate everyone be their own guinea pig to determine whether or not certain foods work for you. Like, for instance, for me, I can't have dairy, so I don't include any dairy in my diet, in my ketogenic diet, even though some dairy is allowed in the ketogenic diet. I also don't eat any nuts because I can't have nuts. I will break out in hives. So we eliminate those from my lifestyle, even though the ketogenic diet does incorporate some nuts. And I found random foods like shrimp just don't work for me. Honestly though, this trial and error and treating myself like a guinea pig really got me fascinated in the whole food world and how food truly affects the body. So I continued to do my research, and eventually my intense fascination for how food affects the body led me to get my master's certification in nutrition communications from Tufts University. But before I did all of that, I actually had something called a cecal volvulus when I was 21 years old. Now that sounds like a weird term, and you probably have no idea what it is, so obviously I'm gonna tell you. A cecal volvulus is when your large intestine twists into a knot and it can't untwist. So surgery is pretty much the only option. Sure, surgeons were like, oh, we can go in there and untwist it and can't guarantee this won't happen to you again in like a month, a year, a week, whatever. And I was like, nope, don't want to go through this pain again, so just take that out. Now, they're not entirely sure as to why that happened, but I do have a lot of autoimmune diseases, food intolerances, and allergies. So all the doctors and surgeons and nurses and whomever was around me just sort of assumed, which is kind of weird for them to do, but they did, that the reason why I had a cecal volvulus was because of all of those awesome attributes that I have. That being said, sure, I may have had my large intestine removed because of the cecal volvulus, but I didn't let that get in the way of me feeling my utter best. I continued living a ketogenic lifestyle, and honestly, the less fiber in my diet, the better. So as I said, I earned my master's certification from Tufts University in nutrition communications, but I also did get my broadcast journalism degree from the University of Colorado in Boulder, just in case you wanted to know. I gotta throw that in there, guys. I gotta throw it in there. So what else about me? Well, I run a blog and a YouTube channel called GiGi EatsCelebrities, where I used to make fun of diet and fitness trends of celebrities, hence the name GiGi EatsCelebrities, because eats is a play on words for making fun of. But I morphed it more into my lifestyle, making allergen-friendly recipes, traveling with allergies and food intolerances and autoimmune diseases, and everything few and far between, because I realized that people wanted information and education on those topics far more than what celebrities were eating. Crazily enough, I've been doing that blog and YouTube channel, which also has an Instagram page and a Pinterest page and a Facebook page and a Twitter account and blah, 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 for the last 10 years of my life. 10 years, like that's insane to me. I can't believe it's been so long. But what's really cool about this is having all of these social platforms and speaking my mind and showcasing recipes and sharing information about low carbohydrate lifestyles, ketogenic diets, paleo diets, and what have you, led me to actually write a book about the ketogenic diet. And she's right here. It's called She Does Keto. Yes, I was tapped to write this book about the ketogenic diet, specifically for women. However, everyone can eat the recipes in this book, where I detail why ketogenic is so insanely good for people. Now, there is no one-size-fits-all, so I would never ever force a diet or lifestyle on anybody, but I'm all about giving things a shot and seeing whether it works. You can truly enjoy your food on the ketogenic diet. Now, speaking of enjoying, I enjoyed writing my book so much that I may or may not be polishing up another one right now, but more details on that later. And speaking of polishing, it's time to talk about what you guys are tuning in for. Polishing up the ketogenic diet. Yup, my plan is to scrub the ketogenic diet clean. Emphasis on the word clean, because at the end of the day, the only way the ketogenic diet will truly work for people is if you do clean keto. Okay, so let me back up real quick and tell you guys exactly what the ketogenic diet is. I'm sure some of you guys know, but to all of you who don't, the ketogenic diet is a high-fat lifestyle. And when I say high-fat, I mean it's 70 to 75% of your calorie intake. 15 to 20% of your calorie intake comes from protein, and then 5 to 15% comes from carbohydrates. And when I say carbohydrates, I mean clean carbohydrates. I'm talking non-starchy vegetables. Now, this diet was initially used to treat epilepsy, but now it's used for so many more things because more and more research has been done showcasing the fact that it's truly a beneficial lifestyle to live. So I'm pretty sure you guys want to know the other benefits of the ketogenic diet, am I right? Well, number one, weight loss, which in turn will reduce the risk of metabolic syndrome and diabetes. Secondly, it'll most likely lower your blood pressure and your blood sugar levels. The ketogenic diet has also been linked to increased energy, mental clarity, better sleep, clearer skin, improved PCOS and endometriosis symptoms in women, improved autoimmune conditions. It has also been shown to improve autistic behaviors. It may even slow the progression of Alzheimer's. It improves migraine severity and frequency, and it even has the ability to reduce stomach ailments like bloating and IBS. Now, all of those benefits are A++ in my mind. I don't know about you. And I definitely can tell you that I've experienced a multitude of those health benefits myself. Energy, up the wazoo. Stomach ailments, they've definitely decreased since adopting this lifestyle. Clear skin, I mean, does it speak for itself? But seriously, guys, everyone always asks me where I get my energy from, and I'm like, it's my diet. Now, where people go wrong with the ketogenic diet is they tend to see this diet as one where they can eat all types of fatty and processed meats like bacon and sausage and deli meats and so on and so forth. They also think that they can easily just go to a fast food restaurant, take the bun off of their burger, and call it keto friendly and good for them. Where other people go wrong is they avoid almost all vegetables thinking that it's a carbohydrate, so I can't eat it. Some people, and when I say some people, I mean almost every single person I know, and probably that you know, suffers from a sweet tooth, so they rely on keto treats like almond flour baked donuts or what have you. And the problem becomes, at the end of the day, it is calories in versus calories out if you are in fact trying to lose weight. And those keto treats are extremely high in calories. And this leads to my next point, as people just assume that calories do not count on the ketogenic diet because they're getting rid of the pesky carbohydrates. But as I just said, at the end of the day, if you're looking to lose weight on this lifestyle, calories in versus calories out, it makes a huge difference. And finally, where people go wrong with the ketogenic diet is they're just misinformed. There is so much information about the ketogenic diet out there right now, it's mind-blowing. But there is so much misinformation mixed with the facts that it's really hard to figure out what's right and what's wrong. Which, I'm gonna say it again, you have to treat yourself like your own guinea pig to determine what works for you and what doesn't. Okay, so that's typically where people go wrong with the ketogenic diet. Now, I wanna talk to you about exactly what clean keto is. Clean keto is not relying on bacon and sausage and deli meats and going to fast food restaurants and just taking the bun off of it, and keto treats and Diet Cokes and all that kind of stuff. No, clean keto emphasizes nutrient-dense food. I'm talking fatty wild fish, free-range meats, eggs, healthy fats like avocado, olives, and nuts and seeds and stuff like that. Things that you wouldn't really find in the center aisles of your grocery store. Foods that you would find on the perimeter of your grocery store. Of course, you can in fact find deli meat on the perimeter of your grocery store, but there are clean deli meats that you can in fact eat. You just have to read labels. Because believe it or not, a lot of those deli meats actually include sugar in them for some weird reason. Well, it's not really weird, it's a preservative that, some brands think they can't live without. So as I said, nutrient-dense foods, which also includes non-starchy vegetables. And when I say non-starchy vegetables, I mean leafy greens, asparagus, green beans, artichokes, broccoli, cauliflower, and vegetables of that nature. So what this means is you have to eliminate the starchy vegetables. And when I say starchy vegetables, I mean potatoes, I mean rutabaga, I mean things of that nature. Now, the reason why I have to emphasize clean keto is because it's really going to help you achieve those goals that you have for yourself when you start the ketogenic diet. You will be far less likely to plateau on this diet if you are in fact adopting it for weight loss purposes. And you're just gonna feel better because, believe it or not, everyone, believe it or not, nutrient-dense foods make a difference in regards to your energy levels. Okay. So now you're probably like, great, clean keto is the way to go, but how do I implement this lifestyle? Well, I have some tips for you because I wasn't gonna leave you hanging, of course. First of all, get rid of all the dirty foods in your house. And when I say dirty foods, I mean processed packaged things like Oreos and cereal and bread and so on and so forth. Now, if you live with others, encourage them to join you on your pursuit. But if they don't want to join you, I highly recommend that you designate cabinets and parts of the refrigerator as yours versus theirs. Downloading an app like MyFitnessPal can really help you keep yourself accountable as long as you log everything you put in your mouth. And when I say everything, I mean even the drinks and the little nibbles you might take when you go to Costco. Another pointer I have is read all of the food labels. Read them all. You may not know this, but sugar is lurking in so many products. It is absolutely insane to me. Tomato sauce, ketchup, soups, meats, it's insane, as I said. I'm always mind blown when I see it and I'm like, why? Why is that there? Also, be prepared to do your own research. And when I say this, I mean you have to check out restaurant menus before you go out. You've got to Google low carb and sugar-free options. And also, don't be nervous or embarrassed when you go out to a restaurant and you have to ask for modifications. These days, honestly, everybody's doing it. And secondly, you're the paying customer, so you should get what you want. That's my attitude, at least. Another thing I have to let you guys know is be prepared to spend a lot of time at the grocery store until you get the hang of this lifestyle. As I said, I really want you guys to read those labels. So you honestly may be at the grocery store for like 3 or 4 hours the first time you go when you want to adopt this ketogenic lifestyle. But you're doing your research and I applaud you for that. Another thing is you shouldn't expect overnight success. Changing habits takes time. It takes time. You are human, so you very well may screw up here and there, but you can't beat yourself up for that. And honestly, a lot of people who, quote, screw up on the ketogenic diet quickly realize that they need to jump back on the bandwagon because that screw up led to digestive distress, headaches, fatigue. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'm like, I'm kind of glad they screwed up because it just reminds them how good they feel on the ketogenic diet. Another piece of advice I have for you in order to adopt a clean eating keto lifestyle is invest in keto cookbooks and magazines. I'm pretty sure when you're checking out at the grocery store, you've seen keto magazines in every single checkout aisle. Well, why don't you pick one up, page through it, and if you like what you see, purchase it. At the end of the day, you're investing in your health, and that is what is most important. And also, I could totally just plug my book right now. You can pick up She Does Keto. I promise you, it'll help. Some men have been like, hey, when is He Does Keto gonna come out? But I'm not gonna lie, I don't really feel like I can write that book because I'm not a man, but I gotta find someone who lives the ketogenic lifestyle who's a man who can write that book. So I'll get back to you on that one. Now, if you don't wanna buy one of these magazines or my book or any book in general, you can just hit up Google. Google is probably the easiest place to find ketogenic recipes. And if you want them to be clean recipes, which I've been recommending this entire video, everyone, clean keto, just write clean keto beef stroganoff recipe. I'm pretty sure you will find exactly what you're looking for. Another piece of advice in order to adopt this clean keto lifestyle is find a buddy. Having a friend who also is following the keto lifestyle will really help you keep yourself accountable. For instance, if you ever have a moment where you're like, oh my gosh, I need the donut or cinnamon bun or whatever, you could just call up, say, Karen, and be like, Karen, I'm about to go to Dunkin' Donuts, tell me to stop. And then Karen can talk you off that ledge. And you would be that exact same person for Karen, because you both know that the ketogenic diet does in fact make you feel better, so you don't wanna ruin it, if you will. What are friends for, right? Another tip I have is you have to realize that keto substitutes are just that. They're substitutes. They're not the real thing. So if you go in expecting to eat this cauliflower chicken pizza crust pizza, thinking that it's gonna be the real deal, you're gonna disappoint yourself. Same thing goes for any keto ice cream recipe that you make, which by the way, I have a totally clean one in my book. Yeah, I'm plugging myself again. But again, you just have to realize that these are substitutions for the real thing. And honestly, now that I think about it, saying the real thing is weird, because the real thing is not actually real food, whereas the foods on the clean keto diet are real foods. Just doesn't make sense, everyone. It just doesn't make sense. But you totally understand what I'm saying. Or so I hope. If you don't, you can totally email me and I will have my email address at the bottom of the screen at the end of this video. Another tip that I have for all of you is you have to know your weaknesses and you have to come up with alternatives that will satisfy them, which means there's going to be a lot of playing around in the kitchen with food. Your mom always told you not to play with food, but I'm telling you, play with food, because you may create something utterly scrumptious that has no carbohydrates in it that you never knew tasted so good. Everyone assumes that you need to have bread and pasta and sugar and milk and stuff like that in order to make something delicious, but you really don't. You just have to get into the kitchen and experiment. Now, during this entire talk, I have been interchanging the words diet and lifestyle for the ketogenic lifestyle. And I only do that because a lot of you guys know this as a diet, whereas for me, it's my lifestyle. I have adopted the ketogenic diet to be who I am. It's just how I eat. I don't think about any other foods. I don't care. It's just second nature to me. And that is how you have to look at this lifestyle. You can't look at it as a diet because diets have a negative connotation. And a lot of times people just think, okay, a diet is 30 days and then I can go back to my old routine and I'll keep the benefits from the diet that I did for 30 days. But that's not the case at all. The second you stop living the clean keto lifestyle, well, is the second you're gonna stop reaping the benefits of it. Even if you start living a more dirty keto lifestyle, you'll most likely plateau on your keto lifestyle and you'll see less benefits than when you're full on clean keto. So this isn't a diet, it is a lifestyle. Another tip I have, you've got to keep it simple. I know right now you might be really overwhelmed with all of the information I'm spewing at you and all of the information you've read on the internet and seen on Instagram and other social media platforms, but I promise you, the ketogenic diet is really, really simple as long as you keep it clean. High quality meats, high quality fish, high quality poultry, healthy fats, and non-starchy vegetables. Like that's it. Super simple. But as I said, if you guys have any questions, you can totally email me because I know that it can be overwhelming to start. Also, something else you should do is you should stop thinking about the foods you can't have and think about the foods you can have. All too often, people are so depressed that they can't go to Wendy's and get I was about to say a Big Mac. Goes to show how often I go to fast food restaurants, AKA never. But seriously, when people are on diets or they want to change their lifestyle or whatever, they always think about the foods they can't eat. And then they get extremely depressed, which in turn will most likely have them wanting to quit this lifestyle in like 2 days because they just have that craving. Instead, why not try and make a copycat Burger King burger? Not sure what they're called. I was again gonna say Big Mac, but I know that one's McDonald's. But you can make a copycat version of that burger. And all you have to do, again, go on Google and write copycat Burger King burger, keto. And guess what? You will have trillions and trillions and trillions of search results to choose from. It's that simple. Now, some of you may always be on the go. So my piece of advice for you is you should portion out snacks and keep them in little baggies in your purse, in your car, in your lunchbox, in your desk drawer at your office, or what have you. And the key to that tip is portion them out, because typically keto snacks are things like nuts and seeds, which if you eat too many are rather high in calories. Thus, if you're doing the ketogenic lifestyle to lose weight, they may not allow you to actually reap those benefits. Because, as I said, calories in versus calories out, everybody. Now, if you want a list of my favorite keto snacks, again, feel free to email me. I have a huge list that I can share with you, and I promise you they're all super clean and they'll keep you full until your next meal. Another piece of advice I have for you is there is no such thing as the breakfast police, lunch police, dinner police, whatever. If you want to eat eggs at dinner, go for it. If you want to eat salmon at breakfast, go for it. You don't have to have eggs at breakfast every single day. In fact, you don't even have to have breakfast if you don't want to. If you're not a breakfast person, don't do it. I am not a breakfast person. I only eat 2 meals a day and 2 meals only. I don't even snack. So many people stress about, oh my gosh, I have to eat eggs for breakfast. No, you don't. Do whatever you want. As long as you're eating a low carb, high fat, nutrient dense diet, you're doing yourself a whole bunch of good. Something else I highly recommend that all of you do is always keep a fresh supply of food on hand. And when I say on hand, I mean in your pantry, in your refrigerator, in your freezer, although freezer food isn't exactly fresh, but you totally understand what I mean. I basically am saying keep a fully stocked kitchen on the ready at all times, because you never know when hunger will strike and you will need to make a meal. Nothing is worse than when you're starving and you don't have any food in the house and you crave going to a fast food restaurant. At the end of the day, it is not a good option, and if you have food in your house, you're most likely gonna feel guilty going out to eat that burger or taco or whatever your heart desires, as opposed to eating what you already have in your house that may go bad. I know for me personally, when I have fresh food in my refrigerator, I always wanna eat that before going out to eat. And finally, my last tip, although it's not really a tip, it's just more of a push for the clean keto lifestyle. Eating more fat and eating more protein will curb your cravings because those macronutrients are insanely filling. I know when I eat my lunch, I am so full until it's time to eat dinner. And that's because I emphasize those high quality fats and those high quality proteins, and I always have a non-starchy vegetable to round out the meal. So there you have it, everybody. I just scrubbed that keto diet clean. Yeah, I'm kind of exhausted, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I should go refuel myself with some grass-fed and grass-finished beef topped with sliced avocado. Sounds good to me. That being said, if you guys do in fact have any questions whatsoever, you can email me at GiGiEatsCelebrities@gmail.com. Right here, GiGiEatsCelebrities@gmail.com. And you can find me on Instagram at @GiGiEats. You can find me on YouTube at GiGi EatsCelebrities. You can find me at my blog, GiGiEatsCelebrities.com. On Facebook, GiGi EatsCelebrities, blah, 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 blah. Honestly, just Google my name and all of my social channels will pop up. And that's it. Now, if you do in fact want to buy my book, you can go on Amazon and buy this beauty. I promise you, there will be at least one recipe in here you might like. There's 115 recipes in here, everybody. You gotta hope one of them is satisfying for you, right? Thank you guys so much for tuning into this talk. I really, really hope you guys learned a little something. And as I said, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, feel free to email me or hit me up on social media. Or you just want to say hi to me, feel free to hit me up. I'll say hi back probably. I'm a very talkative person if you guys haven't noticed. Bye.